1. Yo, what is up, boys? How's it going? And welcome back to another episode of the One Piece Virgin podcast. Today we're covering Sabaody, one of my favorite arcs, with the One Piece Virgin herself, Poseidon Mythos. What's up, gamer?
Hi, hello.
And
oh dear Lord.
Oh dear Lord, this was a crazy arc.
Oh dear Lord.
And we have Jordan, the anime dude. What's up, gamer?
What's up, everybody? Happy to be here. I'm excited for this one.
As am I. All right, Poseidon, general thoughts. How you feeling?
I think this is probably... God. This was just such a good arc, and I kind of wish it was longer, but I think I should be thanking that for it not being as long.
Yeah.
But the absolute lore drops we got during this arc is insane.
Well, I could tell you liked it, considering Poseidon messaged us. We just did an episode last week, and she was like, hey, do you want to do another episode this week? Because I already finished Sabaody however many days later, so... I feel like you saw some shit go down, you're like, alright, I guess I'm finishing the whole arc.
No, that's literally what happened, because I was gonna appropriately pace myself for, like, the next 2 weeks. Like, okay, I'm gonna watch this many episodes a day, you know, let's just so it's leading up, and then... one day, the next day, and then the day after that, I'm like, oh crap, I'm finished. Didn't even keep track of it. But yeah, no, this was a very, very, very solid arc. I'd honestly put it up there because I consider Water 7 and Enies Lobby, like for me, like I kind of bundle them together. This would probably be number 2 for me. I thoroughly enjoyed myself.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. So, I know, like, I've mentioned, like, I love Alabasta, I love Water 7 and Enies Lobby, and I feel like those are the arcs that get people into One Piece, and they're fantastic, right?
Yes.
But I will say, this little next stream of a couple arcs are some of my favorite portion of One Piece. Like, after the end of Thriller Bark, and going into the next 2 to 3 arcs are probably, I honestly, like, I mean, we're leading up to my favorite arc in all of One Piece, so I'm excited.
Yeah, as much as I love One Piece, it's pretty formulaic up to this point. Like I said, they go to new island, they do stuff on island, they move on to next island, repeat, right? Like that's kind of the thing that they do, and this is kind of, I think, the end of just classic One Piece as we know it up to this point, right?
That's true.
Yeah, I agree. I was kind of discussing it with some of my friends, because some of my IRL friends are super into One Piece, and they actually, like, they were like, Poseidon, please, save the last 5 episodes for us. So I had, like, a group of my friends come over, and we all watched the end of Sabaody together, and I was, like, just enamored.
It goes crazy.
I was telling them, I'm like, I don't think One Piece is going to be the same after this arc. No. I don't think it's going to be, like, the same vibe. It's not going to, you know, it's just not going to be the same.
It does get more serious as time goes on, for sure. But you always have the gags, and by serious, I mean the most important part of this Sabaody. Let's cover Duval and his amazing face.
Yes, the most lovely Duval. So we start the arc off, you know, the Straw Hats are on their way to Fishman Island, and they run into a mermaid named Cammy. I think Cammy. And her little starfish friend, Papagoo. Papagoo, there we go.
Something like that.
And they are looking for their friend, Hachan. Hachi? Forgot his name. Hachi. And this is a very familiar character, because Hachi was on the same crew as Arlong.
Yep.
So... we have Nami here, who's kind of having conflicting feelings on how to feel about him. You kind of see her go, we should save him, or I don't really forgive him, because, you know, he was part of the whole thing that happened in her town. So
yes,
very
that's
sad.
why I brought it up last week. Hachi wasn't in the live action, and as you can see, he is a relevant character.
Yes, he actually plays quite a role in this arc. So we come up, we find that Hachi has been captured to a group of people who are human traffickers.
Yep.
Who are intending to sell him, and they are looking for Cammy because they want to kidnap and sell her because mermaids go for a lot of money.
This arc is fucked up.
It's really,
so
oh my god.
Even prior to Cammy being kidnapped, we do have a scene where we meet a celestial dragon for the first time, if you want to talk about that.
Oh, that's right. Gosh, I don't... So which one?
Carlos was like walking down the street on top of a human, and Zoro had an interaction.
Yeah. Oh, that's a little bit farther in, yes.
Oh, sorry, yes.
Yeah. I was like, which one? I was like, okay. That was a whole... I have feelings about that part. It's like this whole arc, I think... the one word I could describe myself just watching this was just upset. I was just so upset throughout the entire arc.
Even the amusement park, or
a little bit. Something happened there that made me upset.
Yeah, but prior to that, at least they got to go to the amusement park. You got pros and cons. There's highs and lows.
There was 30 different flavors of ice cream. It was 30 different flavors of ice cream.
Exactly. You got to be a glass half full.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to find my way back to her. Duval.
Oh, Duval.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, wait, you mean handsome?
Mr. Yes. We get a little bit of like a lore, not lore drop, but kind of a connection to a past moment that have happened. So if you guys remember, Sanji's wanted poster did not look exactly like Sanji.
Mm-hmm.
And we come to find out it looks a lot like Duval, who looks like Sanji, but not as handsome. So basically what happened was when Sanji's wanted poster went out, people started going after Duval. So he was forced to kind of wear a mask and run from the government. So Duval's very, very angry with Sanji and is blaming him for all of his misfortunes. So we get this fight. And something happens during this fight, specifically between Duval and Luffy. So Duval rides on this little ox guy. And Luffy, I believe, puts his hand out or like says stop or something. And then the ox just falls over. Like there was a change in the atmosphere. And nobody knows what happened. They're like, what? How'd he do that?
How we do that?
The animal's obeying to him. That's weird. So there was this whole sequence. Sanji fights him, and the Straw Hats get Hachi, and you kind of get this scene where they're kind of sailing away. Hachi's making them food. Nami is still grumbling a little bit. And we find Duval kind of coming after them, but not for the reasons you think he's coming after them. He had come to the Straw Hat ship to thank Sanji because Sanji beat him up so bad and it reconfigured his face to be super handsome.
Yes.
So, Sanji, he has the
dude, that wink is so bad.
The wink is iconic.
Dude, it's such
very
a meme.
Charming.
The beginning of this arc is just such a meme.
It's so
like,
unserious.
Let's go save this fishman friend of mine. It ends up being Hachi, and the guy takes off his mask, and it just looks like Sanji's drawn wanted poster. And then it's just like, even Duval goes to thank him afterwards, and his accent has changed, his personality has changed now that he's handsome. And everyone's just like, just leave. We don't want anything to do with you.
Just get out of here.
Like, everyone's just so disinterested. It was hilarious. Yeah,
he's like, I'm gonna go get the ladies. And they're like, all right, go, leave.
The ladies.
Yeah. So they start trying to sail to Sabaody Archipelago.
Yeah.
Which is it's kind of like in the red line, right? It's like, after Sabaody, it is now like the new world. So you have to go through here in order to be able to move forward.
Yeah, essentially it's either you go over the red line and abandon your ship, or you go to Sabaody, which is not even an island. It's a bunch of like roots and like bubbles and stuff. And you go there, coat your ship, and you have to go to Fishman Island, which is essentially very, very, I don't know the depth exactly, like
3,000 feet, I think, below or something. Like
it's really
like
deep.
The opposite of what Skyland was, right?
Exactly, or like 10,000.
Down at like the bottom of the
10,000 feet or meters down below the red line and you go underneath, and this is like the more dangerous route. 10,000 kilometers. Let's go, metric system. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes. So they are trying to find the person to coat the ship, so that way they are able to go kind of under. We find that Sabaody is a collection of like little islands. They're all numbered, and there's like little sections. There's like the hotel section. There's like this section where there's like a little more dangerous activity going on. The amusement park, shopping, like just stuff like that. And we see Hachi. He warns everybody. He is like, no matter what you do not interfere with the celestial dragons, even if they kill somebody. Just look away, walk away, and pretend it didn't happen. So I, at this point of the arc, was like, yeah, that's not happening. Especially with Luffy. I was like, that is absolutely not going to happen. But
you tell a
we
kid
start
not to do something, just
yeah, especially because Luffy is a very he doesn't stand for shit like that. So we kind of see the group kind of split in their own ways. You see Zoro go on a solo mission, and it's so funny because they parked at like Grove 41, and they were like, Zoro, don't get lost. He's like, I'm not gonna get lost. And he looks over at like the little tree with the number on it, and there's like a bubble covering the 4, and he goes, all right, the ship is at Grove 1. It's not at Grove 1. He's such an idiot. I love him.
Is it sad? That's my favorite part of this arc. Is just Zoro still kind of going off doing his own shenanigans. The crew still treating it like a classical arc where they all just kind of separate there at the start.
You also see Hachi kind of cover up his little tattoo, his sun pirate tattoo, and you see Cammy, she has to kind of wear a skirt to cover her fins. And you kind of, like, Luffy's like, why do you guys have to do that? And they were like, don't worry about it. So you see, like, they're going on, like, a little adventure, kind of touring the area. They get to eat. They go get these, like, little bikes that are made with, like, the bubbles. And you kind of see them kind of relaxing. And there's another group of human traffickers who get a glimpse of Cammy. And they see that she is actually a mermaid because one of her fins kind of popped out for a little bit. So you kind of have these group of people going after her now. So they go to the amusement park because Luffy just wants to have fun. He's like in a new area. He's like, let's just have fun, eat ice cream. So you get this sequence of, all right, we are going to go ride all these rides. And when nobody's looking, Cammy gets kidnapped.
Yeah.
Yep. Like I said, it's a literal.
I love
that arc.
Their reasoning is like, yeah, we got distracted by the ice cream.
Yeah, that was literally what it was. I think I actually glossed over another part that I'm kind of going all over the place. So I do apologize.
All good.
Yeah. But we get to find out that Zoro and Luffy they're labeled as supernovas.
Yes.
So the definition of supernovas is pirates who have very high bounties, and there is, I believe, I don't even remember how many, but there's a lot of them on the island at the same time.
11, I believe, right?
Yes.
Okay, I was just gonna guess a number. I was gonna try to count. We got Bonnie, a rogue, Law, Kid, Luffy. Drake is 6. Capone is 7. Sorry, say that again. Apu 8.
Yeah.
Who are we
the
forgetting?
Monk dude.
Hawkins
or
9.
Yes.
Is it Oroge? Or...
Yeah, I think I said him already.
Okay.
So 9. I only got 9. Who am I forgetting, chat? I swear I said a rogue.
Oh God. I never remember all of it. It introduces a lot. Killer's one.
Killer.
There we
10.
go. Killer. There's one more. We counted Luffy and Zoro, right?
Imagine I just didn't say Law.
Oh.
I thought you
I
did.
didn't say Zoro.
I don't know if you said Zoro.
Well?
Yeah.
I did not say Zoro. Zoro counts 11.
The first-hand mates that have them.
The only reason why I knew all of these characters is because they're all in the Bonnie deck.
All in the Bonnie deck.
Every single character at some point were played in my Bonnie deck because it's a Supernovas deck.
Dude, you get introduced a lot of characters in this arc, though.
It's a lot of characters, and from my understanding, a good chunk of them are still relevant now. Like, they are very important people.
I mean, they're relevant for a while, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they got big bounties.
Yeah. You see, each one kind of has their own little, quirk. Law has his little room thing. Bonnie, we kind of get a glimpse of her devil fruit of being able to age herself up and also age herself up and down and being able to do that to other people as well.
Dude,
Basil
Bonnie just prolonged the arc. Because if Bonnie didn't prolong the arc, Zoro would have cut Charlos in half.
Oh yeah. So we see kind of that sequence of the Celestial Dragons. So the Celestial Dragons are basically very rich, snobby people who are related to the founders of, like, basically the world, the world government, and they're treated like celebrities. They are treated like royalty, essentially, and they basically get to do whatever they want, and the Navy will just turn around and pretend nothing happened. So you kind of see this sequence of I don't even know. Is it Charles? Is that his name?
Carlos.
Yeah, something similar to that.
Dude.
Yeah.
They're all horrible. So he basically has this slave. This slave has a collar on himself, and he's trying to, like, take it off. He's like, I'm tired of this. I don't want to, do this anymore. And the collar that he has on explodes. So at any attempt from them trying to escape or get away, the Celestial Dragons will explode the collar and it kills him. So you get to see how ruthless these people are, how little care, little empathy, little sympathy they have for others. So at this point, I was kind of like, yeah, Luffy don't care. Like, he's gonna do something. So the only people who kind of know to not mess with these guys is, or let me list the people who don't know. So Zoro doesn't know. Luffy kind of doesn't know. So you see this sequence.
Luffy and Zoro know. They just do what they want. They
just do
reckless dudes.
It is one of my favorite things about the series too, though, where there's so much importance in information gathering, and it even, like, says that a lot of times. Like, you need to know kind of who your rivals are and, like, what's kind of going on.
Yeah.
But they are just so out of the loop there that Zoro's like, do you need directions? Like, who are you? Like, you want me to tell you where to go?
As if he's the one
Dude, that was such a meme.
for directions.
Telling Charlos, do you need directions? Oh my god.
A little bit of a side note and stuff, but my other favorite moment of the series is when Rayleigh, later on and stuff, is like, we need to meet up at, like, number 12 or 13 or wherever the bar's at. And Zoro's like, got it, or sure. Like, he just acts like he knows. They're like, you don't know. Like, you weren't there.
You're not even going to get out of the building.
Oh my god.
But anyways, Charlos, he's awful, right? He's over there.
They're all
saying,
awful.
You're my wife now. And he's like, no, that's my wife. So he just shoots the husband. A very awful guy, right? So
there's a guy who's, like, dying. And they're like, the EMT's trying to take him to the hospital, and they're just like, nah, I'm gonna put him out of his misery. Just kills the guy.
Well, this arc is definitely stuck a little bit more in the past than some of the other islands. However, it does show the corruption of the world, because these Celestial Dragons are directly connected to the world government and are supported by, like, the admirals and the, like, Marine HQ and the Marines nearby. Like, this is, you get to see the corruption of the world when you see that, like, that pirate blow up and everyone has to bow down to Carlos and stuff. He's riding a human. It's fucked.
It's really, really bad. We find out that if anybody has any attempt at assaulting the Celestial Dragons, the Navy will send an admiral and, like, a whole army after this person. So that is kind of shows how far they are willing to do to protect these people.
And also why every pirate there just kind of has this mutual understanding between them, like, hey, we don't do that, because then we're all kind of screwed, right? If an admiral ship shows up. So
we have this sequence of Zoro, like, basically about to slice this dude in half, and you see Bonnie basically age herself down to a child, and he shoots at the Celestial Dragon shoots at Zoro, and he thinks he hit him. But Bonnie kind of got him out of the way and, like, threw ketchup on him and pretended to be a little girl and was like, "Brother, I told you not to do that," and basically saved his life.
Give
And
that
told
girl an
him,
Oscar.
"We don't fucking do that. Like, don't mess with these people." So, yeah, Bonnie, a real one, saves him.
Saved them all, honestly.
So we get back to the Straw Hats. I think we actually skipped over this part a little bit. We meet Shocky, who is the owner of a bar, and she's like, "Oh, the one person who can coat your ship is Rayleigh." And he's been gone for 6 months now,
Yeah.
but you might be able to find him at like a casino or another bar in town. So you guys can go take a look. So that's when they go to the amusement park and stuff, and Cammy gets kidnapped. So now,
Dude, the fact like Jordan mentioned about the like information gathering, no, none of them knew between Brook, Chopper, and Luffy. No one knew who Rayleigh was.
no.
Like, how
No,
do you
and
not
he's a very
know
important
who
character.
Rayleigh is? Was it
Nami's
eventually?
like, he's in so many books. Like and they're like, books. Like, what, you think we read books? Like,
Yeah, we don't read.
how are we supposed to know this?
Poseidon, do you now know who Rayleigh is? Like, was it properly revealed?
I knew who he was because I
Before.
spent $100 on his cards.
Yeah, they also explain it. Yeah,
They do.
in this
I
art.
mean,
they,
at one
they go
point
over
when
it.
they like
Yeah.
showed like Dark King Silver Rayleigh, it was all in Japanese and they didn't have like an English like thing for it. But I am pretty sure they explained who he is at some point, right? Like you said.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, they did. They explain who exactly he is during this arc.
Okay.
So we get this like sequence of like the Straw Hats. They're trying to locate where Cammy is, and they find out that she is likely at the auction house. So she got sold off over there to be auctioned to be sold to celestial dragons and just other people.
Mm-hmm.
Because slavery is a thing, and it's really fucked up. So,
Yeah,
go
It's
ahead.
also one of those things that's like not technically a thing. Like it's off the record, but like there's
Yeah.
just so much corruption there that it's you know,
Yeah.
it just kind of goes under the
I
table,
mean,
right? So,
The
Yeah.
Marines are just dogs following orders. You even see like
Yeah.
some of the higher ups having this conversation, and it's just like,
Mhm.
yeah, well, they hit the celestial dragons, so
Mhm.
it's time for us to go, right? And
Yeah, you
they
can
returned to
see-
the auction house and they referred to it and then they referred to it as something else afterwards. So they're in on it, they know, and they literally have to react and follow the celestial dragon's
Mhm.
orders. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's really, really sad. God, it's so upsetting. But basically,
Mhm.
we see this. We see that they are selling a giant. We kind of get a glimpse at who is gonna be auctioned off. We see this big giant, and then right next to this big giant is this mysterious old man, which we find out is Rayleigh. Rayleigh is getting sold.
What a G. Selling
Yeah.
himself to pay off that gambling debt, and then
Sells
robbing whoever buys
himself,
you.
steals from the
Yeah.
auction house, steals from the person who buys him.
Yeah, he had a
What a
whole
guy.
Back to the
elaborate
gambling house.
plan.
It's
Yeah.
a whole routine.
Yeah.
Circle of life.
At this point, the Straw Hats kind of gather together and they call Duval to come get them and try to get to this auction house as fast as they possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
So they arrive there. Duval kind of does his whole little shtick. Sanji's like, "Can you shut up and just drive?" Essentially, find out, there's nothing we can do. And Nami goes, "If we can try to beat them at their own game," and Nami is willing to spend 200 million berries
Mhm.
if that means saving Cammy, which I think is such. I love Nami. You
The
kind of
character
see
development
her
for Nami.
going like from super greedy, like I'm not gonna give you money to. I am willing to give this much money to this, basically to save this person that I barely met.
Just met,
But
yeah.
they're a good person and they are our
Mhm.
friend, and we got to do what we have to do.
Before we
to
continue,
just-
how did you
yeah.
feel about Nami meeting Hachi?
Yeah. So from my, I guess, remembrance of what happened in Arlong Park, I never really saw Hachi as kind of like one of those people who are really, really bad, like who's trying to cause a lot of issues in that town. He's just kind of there. So
And he was
it made
following
me
Arlong's
actually,
orders for the most part.
he's just following his orders. He's just
Right.
doing
But
what he's being told to do.
but you still can't really like blame Nami for not forgiving him because he was
Oh.
part of the crew that like ruined her whole life,
100%.
killed her mom, etc. Right?
And
So it's
took
a
control,
lot of history there.
helped take control of
Yes.
the island, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, 100%.
Yes. I that whole like I guess beginning of Sabaody, you kind of see Nami have conflicting feelings of do I forgive him? Do I want to hold this grudge? He hurt me so much. He hurt my family so much. But you kind of see Nami go like we can move on and I can forgive. Because she gets to see how genuine of a person he is, how much Cammy cares about him, how much he cares about her, and he's basically explaining like I just want to live the rest of my life just cooking food for others and just being happy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm really sorry that I hurt you so bad. And oh god, there's like this one moment I'll get to that had me sobbing. But basically they go into the auction house and Cammy gets put up next. And everybody is just enamored. They're all like, "Oh, it's a mermaid!" Because they don't get mermaids very often.
Yeah.
Mermaids are quite hard to capture. They're very, very fast.
They're the fastest things in the ocean.
Fast.
Yeah,
and
it's like
you see. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's like a human. The bidding starts at like 500,000, right? And then a mermaid, it's like 70 million. Like
Yeah,
it's
crazy.
that's just the starting bid, right? So it's those little things. They don't get them very often at all, and then yeah, it's sick how it's just they're almost like a trophy, right? For them to have just in a tank or things of that nature more than anything else. So.
Charlos, he's like, I'm gonna put her in a tank, and one of the people that's with him is like, aren't piranhas in the tank you want to put her in? And he's like, yeah, but I don't care.
Is that what he said in the anime?
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
it's crazy.
He's like piranhas.
Okay.
He's like, yeah, it'll be fun to see how long she lives.
Yeah.
Okay, in the manga, like I just read it, like I thought he already had a mermaid, is what they said, and then he's like, because they named another mermaid, and he's like, they can play tag with each other or whatever. Aren't they supposed to be like the fastest things in the world?
They said
I don't know if the Prano line was in there. That might
that's
be darker
cool.
in the anime. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have to go back and reread that.
The anime, he was intending to put her in a tank with piranhas because he has pet piranhas.
Oh God.
It's
maybe
really,
both options
really
are on the table. I don't know.
That's
crazy.
It is bad. So he is so like enamored, and right away Nami's about to bid 200. Like she's ready.
Yeah.
And then he goes 500 million berries.
And everyone's like,
Silence.
yeah, there's no point even
Silence.
fighting this or trying to outbid him.
Yeah.
1 billion berries.
So then
I'm still on the page that Nami should just made up a number. I'm like, yeah. Back on my ship.
Oh, but also it'd probably rub a celestial dragon the wrong way to try to like outbid him and stuff. True. Right? And things of that nature. But
disrespect.
As this is happening,
the disrespect. You try to outbid me. I have unlimited funds.
It's at this point that we see Luffy crash into the auction house because he was on that flying fish guy trying to get there and he just didn't land properly.
Yeah, and they picked up Zoro on the way, right? Because he was already nearby. He is heading towards place 1.
So you see,
auction house is on 1. So.
Luffy react to Cammy being on like getting sold essentially, and Hachi is like, Luffy, stop. You promised me you wouldn't do this. And you see them tumble down and have a little bit of an interaction. And then Hachi, who at this point was hiding that he was a fishman, kind of uses his other arms, because he's like an octopus guy, to grab Luffy. And now everybody is like, oh my god, it's a fishman! That is disgusting! And you see everybody kind of screaming, and a lot of commotion is happening. And Charlos is just like, disgusting, I'm gonna take care of this. And he shoots Hachi with his gun. And this was the moment that like broke me, because you see Cammy, you see Papagu, you see the Straw Hats kind of just like sit there shocked. And Luffy is going up to Hachi like, are you okay? And Hachi was like, one of my last wishes was to make it up to Nami for everything that I have done to her. and you kind of see him bleed out a little bit, and it's just such an emotional moment.
Mhm.
Oh my god, I'm tearing up.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's one of those things where he
Yeah,
didn't even expect
that one made me
forgiveness
team
per
up too.
se,
Oh,
right?
no,
He wanted to try to help her, even in just like a little way he could, right? So
yeah,
he's willing
because
to.
he felt so guilty for what
Mhm.
him and his crew did to Nami. And you see Luffy just rage in his eyes, and he punches this celestial dragon in front of everybody. So that's kind of when everybody. Let me also note this: Kid and Law are in this auction house because they're just there to see what happens. Because Kid's like, I want to know who this Luffy guy is, because Kid is the only other pirate that has a higher bounty than Luffy. So it's Luffy and then Kid. So Kid is here just to kind of see what goes down. So they both get up and they're just like, all right, I guess it's time to handle things and to leave. And then the Straw Hats are now kind of like, all right, you know what? We're gonna have to take care of this.
Also,
so Cammy is still up there. Go ahead.
Super fun moment. Usopp falls from the sky and lands on the other celestial dragon afterwards.
He also took one out.
So he took one out. He's a legend. He's a legend. He might even be a god.
I feel like that. I would say I feel like that punch too is one of the things that he probably made better in the anime, which is like I'm really glad you watched it, because like he gets a full page spread in the manga, right? But they gave it the old scribble scrabble treatment for that sequence. They made the walk really long as like the build up to it. So
the walk, dodging the bullet, the impact of the punch. Bro punched him back into black and white. He punched him back into black and white. Scrabble. He left a little fist mark on his face, completely distorted his face. It was great.
It was such a moment.
I will say the nothing happened moment and the celestial dragon punch moment are like my top two of my favorite moments in One Piece so far.
Yeah, they're up there. And then I love that Law and Kid too. Like they were honestly just kind of chilling at the auction, but rather than being seen as like victims of this whole thing, they're now seen as accomplices, right? As like the Marines were already nearby and ready to pull up. So
they were ready. They had the place surrounded already because they knew that the Straw Hats were coming. But yeah, you see this sequence where everybody's like starting to go at it, and you also see what's going on at Navy headquarters. They get the call and they're like, "Hey, yeah, Luffy, that man punched a celestial dragon." So they send an admiral we have not met yet. His name is Borsalino, or his real name is Borsalino. I don't remember his actual Kizaru?
Kizaru, yeah.
Kizaru, there we go. And they are like, all right, it's time to go.
Yeah.
It's time to pull up. But
we see Rayleigh in the auction house too.
Yes. He just those shackles, those handcuffs just slipped right off of him. He was in no danger at all. And he also releases, I believe, the giant, and I think anyone else that was in there.
And
he also released Cammy. Yeah.
Cammy. He releases Cammy.
But he uses a technique.
He does.
Do you remember what they called the technique?
Conqueror's Hockey.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on in this like little bitty stand, huh?
I know.
And it was very similar to what Luffy did to that ox.
Oh, I'm so happy you noticed that. I was going to bring it up because you didn't mention the ox, I don't think, earlier. And I was like, when we talk about hockey and we talk about Rayleigh and what he did to people, I'm glad you made that connection by yourself. That's amazing.
And it made me remember also the interaction Shanks had with Whitebeard when Shanks got onto Whitebeard's ship and all of Whitebeard's crew just fell to the ground. So very, very similar.
Everything's connecting finally.
It's starting to connect. But yeah, he saves Cammy because that one other female celestial dragon was about to kill her, and Rayleigh kind of just does his little hockey thing. So the fight begins to move outside at this point.
Yep. Real quick before we move the fight outside, just like while we're in like the auction house area. So the female celestial dragon that you mentioned, she shoots the auctioneer, right? So like,
Oh yeah,
as he's making that call, do you remember like any info
I do.
being revealed there? Just like while we're on the topic of the
Yeah.
auction house,
So
who
the
owns the place?
auctioneer calls the owner of the auction house, who we find out is Doflamingo, one of the 7 warlords.
And you
We
have met
kinda
him
get
before,
this-
I believe.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's a
The man with the
he's
best
a
fashion in One Piece, right?
bitch ass motherfucker. I
And do you remember what he says? What?
he says something along the lines of like, yeah, so I'm not really doing that human trafficking stuff anymore. It's like last season, so you're on your own, buddy.
Slavery
Out of
is
style now,
Slavery
right?
is out of style,
Slavery.
man.
Yeah.
The
That's
era
not where the
of
money's at anymore.
The era of smiles is on the horizon.
Yes.
Whatever that means.
So he's
It
whatever that
means he's gonna
means.
spread happiness and cheer for like Santa,
Exactly.
like right?
Yeah.
Like,
He can't. He's not possible.
he's had enough of his evil ways.
Alright.
This is that's the only thing that could mean. So.
But yeah. So basically, he tells the auctioneer, "Nah, you're on your own, buddy," because he's just like, "I need your help. You're the owner of this place. Can you please come here?"
Mhm.
So, this fight starts to move outside, and the Navy already pulls up. So you have Kid, Law, and Luffy, and they're already at this point. Kid and Law, they weren't gonna get involved, but now they're like, you know what? Let's see what each of us are capable of having to deal with the Navy. And it kind of becomes like a who can defeat more soldiers than the other.
Yeah.
So we get a showcase of both of their abilities. Law, I think, is honestly so disgusting. I don't understand how his devil fruit is allowed. But basically, Law is able to make a little, he calls it room. And he can, basically, anything in that little space, he can do whatever he wants. He can teleport, he can slice people in half,
He just does shit,
mismatch
man.
their bodies. He just does stuff. Like, I can't even describe, like, exactly what he could do. He could just do so much.
He's cheating.
He is.
Hacks, man. I call hacks.
It's disgusting. And then you see Kid. He has kind of like a I think he calls it repel. But basically, he's like a magnet. He can.
Magnetism, yeah.
I don't think we ever even learned the name of Kid's fruit. Like he's just doing stuff
don't.
with like metal and
The
stuff.
repel,
in this
repel,
part.
magno, no me or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Magneto, son of a gun. Just.
But he basically takes he takes everybody's weapons and they're all like helpless now, and he makes like a big arm and is basically uses their weapons against them. And it's super cool, and you see each of them all 3 captains kind of doing their own thing. The Straw Hats and the other crew members from their crews are kind of getting into it as well. You see Killer do his thing. You see Beppo. I like Beppo a lot. Little bear dude.
Everybody
Do
likes
his
Beppo.
little martial arts. I love that scene where Beppo, he kind of plays dead. I don't know if you guys remember that scene.
No, that is one of the most iconic scenes and stuff too. Where he's like, I'm just. Yeah, I know where I stand here.
I'm gonna pretend I'm dead. So, yeah. And we also see this sequence of the other supernovas. So that's Bonnie. Or I don't know if Bonnie's there. It's like Capone, Yarouge, and like Basil Hawkins. Because Kizaru pulls up. Kizaru is just a chill dude. So we find out that his devil fruit, he can control light.
Yeah,
so he can't really get hit by anything.
Before we continue, let me just jump in here. Fun fact: Oda literally made up all 9 of these other supernova characters, or 10 or whatever. Or actually, it's 9 because Zoro and Luffy. The week of their debut, because an editor requested that they make some rivals for Luffy. So the week prior, he made up these characters, and then he didn't have any sketches until like the week of.
That's crazy.
Considering how much and how important they are going forward in the series, like it's wild.
You can see him leaning into the rival thing though and stuff because like literally leaving the auction house, Kid's like, "Don't worry, I'll clear the way for you guys," and then just the look on Law and Luffy's face is like, "Oh yeah," and then that's when the old wee measuring contest begins, right? They're all just.
That's why I just wanted to bring it up. Like this was never prior to like this arc. He hadn't planned these characters. But then
that is insane.
The stuff that happens in the future and how like things are woven together and stuff is crazy. Or maybe he hadn't planned to like introduce them all right now. Maybe he planned in the future to introduce some characters. But they're like, yeah, you need some rivals. He's like, all right, fucking 10 of them, 9 of them right now.
Right, which is pretty shallow introductions as far as what we get. It's just a bunch of
Yes.
characters popping up. We get their powers, their bounties, etc. But they're all pretty distinct. But yeah, we haven't really delved into anybody, right? So he gave himself some time there.
Yeah, they were all on a different route in the Grand Line, so that's I guess his justification for like. But
yes, we do get that information too.
But they all miraculously appear at the same time.
Yeah, it's almost like fate.
Oh,
but,
interesting.
Yeah. Well, it also seems like it probably takes a while to get your ship coded and stuff, right? And that's the only way for pirates to really get through. So I'm sure most people, once they get to the archipelago, they're there for a little while, right? So
yeah, but, they talk about how most pirates don't make it to Sabaody.
Yeah,
a lot of them don't even make it to like the New World because the journey there is so dangerous. It's not safe at all.
Don Krieg lasted 3 weeks.
As we've seen.
Don Krieg lasted 3 weeks.
He came back.
Or 3 days. I can't remember.
Accidentally. Yeah. Granted, he accidentally sailed in the Mihawk, right? So that's not fair. That's
honestly,
give my boy a second shot.
I think the Grand Line, just RNG.
It really is.
Oh man. Anyway, you're talking about Kizaru and his light no me or whatever.
He's a light guy. He controls light, and he's very, very hard to beat. So we get a showcase of also the other Supernovas powers. We see Apu. He makes music just out of his body. It's kind of uncomfortable, but he's kind of a silly dude. You see Basil Hawkins. He's very much like he's a magician. He's a lot of voodoo dolls, tarot, cards, stuff like that. Rouge is kind of like the Hulk. He can bulk himself up to be super strong. Capone, I thought Capone's was really funny. He has like a crew who is like minuscule and they get bigger and like shoot out of his body, and it's super silly. But you see them trying to fight Kizaru, and Kizaru there is just like, he's not even fighting. He's just chilling and just throwing stuff around. Very chill dude. Doesn't go well. And we see another warlord pull up, and it's Kuma from Thriller Bark well. And you can see the sequence where, for some reason, Kuma's in like 4 different places. I don't even know. Multiple places at the same time. Find out that they're not. They're all like different versions of Kuma. They're like clones almost. And Kuma's kind of fighting, each character in these different locations. So then, I don't remember when this moment happened. Yes, Pacifistas. There we go.
So fights ensue, but like as those fights are happening, the Straw Hats make their way back to the bar, right? The bar that says they're gonna rip you off in the name or what have you. And
I also want to note this one moment, if you guys
go for it.
Want to hear, because I actually really love this moment. It's such a small moment, but I think this attests to Law's character. So you see Law go back into the auction house, and he frees this one slave who was a pirate captain before, and he offers this guy, he's like, do you want to join my crew, in a way of just saving him. So I think in that moment I was like, I think Law's a good person. Like, I think he's a good character, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him more, because I think he has such a powerful devil fruit, and that's pretty cool.
I love that you already love Law. That's great.
I love Law. He's such a cool guy, and it really does not help that he's voiced by Matt Mercer. So. For me, it's like, yes, there we go. I'm a
guaranteed favorite.
Fan.
Yeah, can't wait to see him again in 500 chapters, right?
But yeah, they go back to the bar.
You don't need to cry, Poseidon. These next couple of arcs are just chef's kiss.
I heard. I'm coming up on. I actually am almost done with Amazon Lily.
Oh my god! You want to run it back again next week?
Yeah, we can run it back again next week, because I finished the episode last night where it broke my heart. I did not expect this arc to also make me really, really sad and upset. But we'll get to that next week.
Okay.
But we go back to Shaki's bar, and that's when Rayleigh reveals, yeah, I was the Dark King, or pirate, basically the right-hand man of Goldie Roger. And you see kind of everybody go, oh my god! They have so many questions for him.
Hold on. That's not how everybody reacted, okay? If we're talking about little moments in this arc, one of the best ones is that reveal, because so many people are shocked. And then, Brooke, he's like, oh yeah, I think there was a rookie named Gold Roger.
He's an Ankh.
Yeah,
God,
he's
that's so
like,
funny.
I think there was a rookie of that name. Like he's just the gentleman. He's been doing this, right? Like he's been around the block. He knows his stuff.
Yeah,
I love that moment so much. Sorry,
so
sorry.
good.
Carry on.
No, you're fine. You're fine. We're just having a good time. But we learn actually so much about Goldie Roger in this little, I guess, episode. You find out that he was actually a nobody for a long time. Like nobody batted an eye at him, but he ended up being, I believe, the only pirate in his crew to make it all the way through the Grand Line. That's where he kind of earned his Pirate King title. But you find out
the
that
only
the
pirate
Marines...
in all of history to ever make it through all the way through the Grand Line.
Yes.
Mhm.
Very dangerous journey. You find out, Rayleigh tells everybody, the Marines actually never captured him. He turned himself into the world government.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that the Marines captured him. They only lie to make themselves look better. To make themselves like, look, we were able to capture this guy, so don't try. So basically making an example of him. But the only reason... Oh, go ahead. I'm so
I was just going to say, the media coverage of it, they're going to be like, yeah, we caught him. This is, Of course we did. Yeah, look at us.
And
look at us. We're
crocodile.
so cool.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Exactly.
But yeah,
So,
he got a fire lit up under his butt whenever he found out he had a terminal illness, right? So.
Yes. So that's when he was, we find out that he basically started letting his crew go one by one to kind of move on with their lives, and he was going to turn himself in. Mm-hmm. We also find out that Shanks and Buggy were on his crew when they were children.
This is what we find out? Oh my god.
Yeah, so it reveals that, and then we also learned about Crocus, right?
So much lore, dude.
There's a lot dropped in this arc, so.
Because Rayleigh recognizes the straw hat on Luffy's head and was like, oh, it's Shanks' straw hat.
Rayleigh even says to Luffy, like, it suits him. It suits a fearless man like him in the slavery house.
Yes. But basically, we kind of get a little bit of that history, how the government's intention of publicly executing Goldie Roger was to basically try to end the pirate era, and instead, it kind of backfired. And when he's like, you guys are going to have to look for my treasure, the One Piece.
You want my treasure?
It doesn't...
I left everything I gathered together in one place. Now you just have to find it.
And then it backfired.
Oh, it backfired hard.
Because of this, the pirate era is just out of control at this point. There's so many pirates trying to find it, trying to get through the Grand Line. Not all of them succeed, but you see Nico Robin. She is just shocked. She kind of gets up and asks Rayleigh, "Do you know what happened during the Void Century?" Because, we find out from Enies Lobby that, she's the only survivor off of O'Hara, which are the people, archaeologists who are researching on what happened. And Rayleigh goes, I do know what happened. Oh
my god.
But me telling you isn't going to change anything. And but he's like, do you want me to tell you? And you could see her kind of almost tempted to ask him to, like, give her all the information. Because Robin, she loves information. She loves history. And she goes, no, thank you. And she kind of wants to find it on her own. And then Usopp kind of goes in as well. I forgot what he's asked, actually. I feel like it's very
Where's
important.
The One Piece? Is the One Piece
Where's
real?
The One Piece? Yes! And you see Luffy kind of get mad.
No spoilers!
Like, how dare
no
how dare you ask that? Don't ask him that.
If he says one word, I quit.
Yeah.
I don't even want to know if it exists.
Yeah. He wants to... Luffy's like, I want to be able to find it myself. I don't want anybody telling me where it is. And Usopp is, like, profusely apologizing. But this is where I think Rayleigh is just like, these are good people. These people are going to be very important.
Yeah.
Dude,
one thing
Jordan,
I think...
you haven't even...
Yeah.
You're still in Wano, right, Jordan?
No, I got past Wano. I was like mid Egghead last I read.
Dude, this scene in Sabaody where Rayleigh says he knows stuff about the Void Century, me and Animek have had so many arguments about it afterwards. But Poseidon will find out why we're arguing in the future.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Yeah, there's so many little things here. I think one of the things that I love about Luffy, and I think really gave Rayleigh a good impression, is, you know, whenever he talks about being the Pirate King, he says, like, I'm not going to the New World to conquer anything, right? Like, the person that's freest is going to be the Pirate King, right? So, like, he's searching for freedom, and I think that gave them a pretty good impression of him as well there.
I mean, they already liked him. Shocky was already a big fan. What was your first impression of her, Poseidon?
Gilf.
Damn.
Gilf.
Damn.
It's crazy.
Right.
She is not 60 years old. I refuse to believe she is as old as she is, because she does not look like that. She does absolutely not.
And it was, I actually didn't remember myself that when they first walk into that bar, she's like beating up a bunch of random guys. And like, they don't owe me money or anything.
Oh boy. So then, go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say one thing that I do want to at least mention and stuff. I might have mentioned earlier. I don't know, but the first guy they met, you know, inside Laboon when they first went to the Grand Line. Oh, I think his name is Crocus. He was also on the Goldie Rogers ship, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
he was on there for the last 3 years, right?
Yeah. Info dumps like this just add so much context to meetings like that, because they met a member of the Pirate King's crew, and you know the interaction is like, don't do that, otherwise one of us is gonna die. And Sanji's like, oh yeah, and who would that be? And he's like, me, of course. Like he acts so innocent, like he's he's weak, but yeah, they met somebody so strong.
He could have been weak. He was like the doctor, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
He joined to help take care of. Actually, never mind. That's a spoiler.
Yeah,
but Roger, right?
Yeah. Oh, they went off. He went off whenever he did his own thing and stuff. He was looking for Brooks's crew. What he said, probably for Laboon's sake, prior to going back to Laboon. So all that's dropped in this arc.
Another thing, when Shocky first met Luffy, she asks about Enies Lobby, like, is it true you like waged war against the world government, blah blah blah. He's like, oh, that's a boring story. I don't want to talk about it.
He's living in the present, Briggs.
That's a boring story.
Living in the now.
Crazy.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, sorry if I threw you off track there, Poseidon.
No, you're perfectly fine.
And
if I
so many little
talk
things
over
in this
I'm sorry.
No, it's good. I'm going all over the place. At this point, we know who Rayleigh is now. But prior, when we were first introduced to Shocky and Rayleigh, we didn't actually know, correct?
No.
So when Shocky says
he was just
he's 100 times stronger than you is crazy. Like Shocky said he's like the ship code is 100 times stronger than you to Luffy. I'm like, what the hell? I remember that blew my mind when I first read it.
And I mean, we've seen some gaps in up to this point. Anytime like admirals and them show up, like Aokiji kind of let him off the hook a couple times, right? And then in this arc, if you want to start talking about what's happening outside that bar, Kizaru's no like laughing joke either, right? He's
absolutely
he's fighting many rookies left and right, and it doesn't matter. It's not even close. So.
He's like not even tired at all. He's just vibing.
100 times stronger, and it's actually accurate. Both with Kizaru and Rayleigh, I think it's like they are 100 times stronger than Luffy and the other Supernovas currently.
Oh, you know what? That's right. That was something I forgot to know. One of the Supernovas, Drake, was actually an ex-admiral.
Ex-marine.
He used to be part of ex-marine, He used to be part of the Navy. And I think there was like a line that was said, "You want your old job back?" And then he was just like, "No, I don't want my old job back." So you kind of
like to withdraw my 401k, but that's about it.
Yeah. he's like, nah. So I thought that was very interesting to see such a high-ranking pirate who used to be part of the Marines. But, anyways, fights also starts breaking out outside of the bar. Because the little Kuma, that's not the real Kuma. One of the pacifista Kumas is out there. So they start fighting. Sanji and Zoro are fighting. And Zoro, at this point, is still not recovered from Thriller Bark. Which is kind of strange because we were told that nothing happened. But, something did happen. So he is not at his top, notch for fighting here. So you see Sanji kind of like, what's going on? Oh my god, he still hasn't recovered. And then real Kuma pulls up.
Yeah. Zoro
With his Bible.
Zoro is not the type of pirate you'd want to have on your fantasy sports roster. Like, he is injured all the time.
Always
in,
on the
in all
IR.
these fights. Yeah, like he plays through it sometimes, but man, he's always injured. So.
Oh yeah. So we see also Rayleigh getting into it as well with Kizaru now. He is now fighting Kizaru, and he is Kizaru starting to struggle now against Rayleigh. But basically, they start to kind of go down one by one, and Luffy makes the call to be like, we cannot defeat these guys. You guys need to start running, and we will meet up at some point. Like, you guys need to just start running, save your lives. So you see, I believe it's Nami and Frankie go in one direction, Chopper and Robin go in another direction. Like, everybody is now running for their lives.
Yeah.
But the problem that's happening is that, you know, they're starting to fight, like, the Marines start fighting the Straw Hats, and, you know, because they love each other and care about each other so much, they all kind of get distracted with trying to save one another. And one by one, Kuma kind of uses his little paw pads and starts basically blipping them. Thanos
and
snapping
first goes
them.
Zoro, right? And then
Zoro goes first. I think Sanji comes next, right?
I think there was, I'm trying to remember the exact order. I think it was like Brook after that, or something to that effect. But yeah, Sanji was like fighting it for a while, like trying to save the other. He was one of the ones that kept trying to get in the way to protect people, and then he ended up going somewhere in the middle.
Sanji might go.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think Frankie tried to do a coup de burst. Chopper goes monster form, right? He's trying to, like, they're trying to fight to let the others get away, but one by one, like you said, this was the annihilation of the Straw Hat crew.
You see, also Chopper eating like 3 rumble balls, which is very at this point we know is very dangerous because he did it once at Eni's lobby. To save his friends. Like the Straw Hats are doing everything they can to save each other. But I think, you know, this is the first time we kind of see the defeat of the Straw Hats.
Yeah. It's
and
that,
you see
the pop
Rayleigh,
sound. Dude, that pop sound every time they disappeared.
You see the bubbles,
oh my god.
And,
So good, especially with...
Oh god. And then there comes a moment in the middle of all of this that Rayleigh is gonna try to intervene. Kuma comes up to him and goes, I need you to trust me. And Rayleigh decides to no longer intervene. And you see one by one, you see Luffy just in shambles now. He to his eyes right now, he thinks that they're all just dead. Like, one by one, they are just getting killed off. And the last person to go before Luffy is Robin. And you see her little bubble pop, and he's like on the ground crying, like saying he failed. And it was such an emotional moment because you also get this montage of each of the Straw Hats up until this point, like one of their most pivotal moments. You see Nami's kind of, you know, on the ground with a Straw Hat scene. You see the I Wanna Live scene. You see the one where Chopper is like, I'm gonna stay here, and Luffy's like, no, shut up, you're coming with me. You know, Zoro being like, I'm not gonna get defeated again. Like, all these pivotal moments, right? And bam, Luffy is also gone.
Yeah, you can just tell he feels so powerless in this moment too, as he's like trying to fight it and stuff, but like Nami's outstretched hand as she like reaches for him, Robin calling his name as she disappears, right? He's unable to do anything about it, right? And you know, his whole crew that counted on him as the captain and stuff just fell apart right before his eyes. Before that just kind of broke him, right? So,
on the bright side, we meet best girl in the next arc, so.
We'll talk about that next week.
And because Poseidon has already started watching. So.
I am almost done. We get Miss Boa Hancock.
Oh baby.
Oh,
can't wait.
Boy, it's such a fun. I actually really. We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it next week. We'll
talk about it. I'm about to do part 2.
I just wanted to say something positive to the negative.
Yes. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Marineford, actually. Like, oh god. But this arc was
Marine
just
Ford,
so.
what's that?
What's that? We'll talk about that next week.
I guess there is a lot set up here
Yes.
in this arc as far as they're reading through a paper, right? At one point, and I mean, it announces that Ace is to be executed, right? So, who was it reading that paper? I'm trying to recall.
Someone
Hawkins or Drake or something.
It wasn't one of the Straw Hats. They don't read the
It
paper.
was
I think it was Capone, right?
Capone, yeah.
He was just.
He's
sitting
actually
in the
gathering
restaurant.
info, just things of that nature. So,
yeah.
So yeah, a lot of things being set up here.
Man,
what an emotional.
What a arc. How many episodes was this arc?
It was like 20.
20
it was like
episodes.
Definitely around 20. It was
What's crazy is it's only like 20. I think it was like 24 chapters of the manga. Yeah, so 24 chapters or 21 episodes, but like manga, it flies by. Like there's so much packed into every single chapter. Like it is. That's why I felt like such a highlight of the series. I was honestly kind of glued when I tried to reread it. So
it was, it's definitely like you guys mentioned earlier. Not the same formula, because you kind of see the same formula with everything. Straw Hats arrive on island. Bad guy. They kind of do their thing. Bad guy is there. They defeat bad guy. They move on. But in this case,
bad guys
they go on island. Bad guys kept showing up. Too many bad guys.
It's usually either rescue Straw Hat or rescue future Straw Hat or save town from bad guy while rescuing someone.
Yeah, we still got a lot of the story beats there as far as everybody's separated at the start, chaos of them doing their own thing, and then it was the journey to rescue Cammy, right? So it kind of like speed ran all that, but it's it's just once you got that climax of the big punch and stuff, everything goes to crap so fast after that. With people showing up.
And I think it also just goes to show like how far these Marines are willing to go to protect these horrible, horrible, horrible people. Like it just, I was crying throughout this arc.
We live in a society.
We do live. This is human trafficking is a real thing, and it's One Piece doesn't shy away from such dark themes, which is what I actually really enjoy about this anime. That Oda has no problem, kind of basically giving commentary to real life issues that are happening in our world. Like this, yes, One Piece is a fantasy world, but there's very horrible things happening and a lot of corruption.
And we get it kind of hides it from us at the start of the arc with Hachi not trying to worry anybody. He doesn't want them to know that he's like kind of playing very risky by even going on the island, right? But it tackles a lot of themes on like discrimination that the fishmen and stuff face in this arc as well. And I'm sure that hit you pretty hard, being like the goddess of the sea and whatnot, right? Like getting to see
sad.
Mermaids and fishmen in particular, just kind of how they're treated. So.
Dude, and
treated like animals.
When they see Hachi and realize he's a fishman, and they're all like, "Ooh, gross! He's gonna give us a disease." What's it called? He's got the brain of a fish. He isn't like it was just like the level of discrimination immediately upon seeing him was just heartbreaking.
Yeah, there's a lot of commentary too on like characters like Kid, because even if no matter how quickly Oda wrote him and stuff, they wrote Kid as a character that's like up to this point in the Grand Line has been like burning down village. A lot of innocent people died from Kid, right? Like it painted him as a pretty bad guy, but then even him like looking at the dragons, he's like, they make me look like a pretty peaceful guy by comparison. Like those are the true like monsters, right?
Yeah, with all that darkness and all that corruption, he's like you wonder why people become pirates.
Yeah. Like it. So a lot there as far as how much was packed into this arc.
It's so horrible because these people who live in the One Piece world, they look to the Marines and the government as like the people who are going to protect us. They're the good guys. When in reality, they're doing much, much worse, things than the pirates are doing.
Yeah.
I mean, not saying that all the pirates are innocent, but I mean, you see the people of Sabaody, they are scared. They're scared of the Marines. They're scared of the Celestial Dragons. So, do I have thoughts.
Shades of gray everywhere, right? There's a lot of Marines that are doing good, but those same Marines that are doing good are still working for a system that like supports all this corruption and darkness in the background, because they're owned, like the Marines are owned by the world government and these celestial dragons that like support these certain notions.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
There's also a lot of corruption on the pirate side, of course. Now, I don't
Of
even want to say
course.
corruption. There's a lot of evil, but it's just less centralized, right? Whereas
Because we're
Yes.
following
it
Luffy and
kind
the
of
Straw Hats. But, dude,
yeah.
Kid has killed
But
many
that's what
innocents.
I'm saying. Yeah, it's decentralized because all these pirates are kind of just doing their own thing. Whereas with the government,
It's like one whole
it
unit.
mentions here in
They're
this
all working together.
in this arc, I think it was 20 kings or something like that came together to bring about a world government, and then whenever you have a centralized system like that, it allows corruption to potentially manifest at like the highest levels of that hierarchy, right?
Yeah. And
So yeah, we just kind of get to see the
honestly,
results of that.
we just get like a glimpse. I feel like that we just got a glimpse of
Mhm.
what is happening. And I actually failed to mention also, I believe there was a scene where Garp gets word as well
Mm-hmm.
as to what's going on, because he's a vice admiral, right?
Mhm.
He's like right under admiral. And I think there's a scene where he's like, do not tell anybody what is going on, to one of his marines, because he finds out Luffy's doing his
Yeah.
Yeah.
thing against the celestial dragons. So
Yeah.
just
He also
kind
has
of wanted to
another
mention
good.
that.
Yeah, he has a good line in this arc as far as Rayleigh is doing his thing. He sold himself into slavery, and they know that. They know that he's there.
Oh
But
yes.
they don't want to pick a fight with him at this moment because
Yeah, they're
they said we
scared
don't
of
want
him.
to. They said we don't want to be fighting two legends at once, right? They're
Yeah.
already. It mentions that they're already putting like a lot of personnel towards something else, right? So
Yeah.
it's like setting stuff up in that regard as well. So
Yep.
Mhm.
And you could probably guess who they're referring to, Poseidon. But Garp was not referring to Luffy at that time.
Oh, was he
He was saying don't go, like they this is when they found out Rayleigh was in the auction house, and he's like, don't go there because he could kill
Oh, no, I
hundreds of you
misremembered.
guys. Like Rayleigh will kill hundreds of you guys, and we need all the manpower we could get. We don't want to fight two legends at once.
yeah. Well,
Who's the
that and then
second
Don
But it would be
Flamingo
hard for you
says,
to guess
yeah.
too early.
Well,
But
I
go
think it
ahead.
says it. I think it
So
says
it's
it.
not
but
Luffy.
No. I mean, I'm not gonna say it. I guess if you didn't catch on, but it does say it in the manga at this
Because
point.
I assumed the second legend
I think
was
Doffy
Luffy.
says it, or Doflamingo says it. So.
Doflamingo, it's like briefly sprinkled in there. You would have to connect Garp's line.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, I didn't catch that.
I think it's like implied.
Yeah.
It's not directly said by Dofi Jordan. But
Oh,
besides, you could go back and read it if you want, or rewatch it.
They might have just said it in the manga then.
Oh, maybe.
I know he says it, but yeah, they might not have been as explicit there. So.
Okay. Although we do need to wrap it up, I do need to go. The arc
I'm sorry.
ends in a crushing. No, I loved it. This was a great episode.
Yeah,
the arc ends in a crushing
Budget one.
defeat, much like the other ones.
Yes.
Unlike the other
Unlike
ones.
the other
my
ones.
bad.
Unlike
Unlike
the
the
other
other
You're not
ones.
used to taking L's, okay?
Yeah, my bad. Misspoke.
Yeah,
But on
so,
that note, any final thoughts, guys?
Honestly, such a devastating arc. I think that's maybe the word I'm going to use, is just devastating.
Devastating.
I try to focus more on the amusement park than anything else, right? A literal
Just
roller
pretend
coaster.
if I don't see it, it's
All
not
about the
happening.
highs. Yep, yeah.
30 flavors of ice cream.
Exactly.
And on that note, check out Poseidon Mythos on Twitch, on YouTube. Check out the Anime Dude on Twitch, on YouTube. Hope you guys enjoyed Shinpaku, and I'll see you all next time.
Bye.
Later, everybody.